What's up, everybody? This is Harry Bernard Taylor coming at you live with another Straight Up Rasslin podcast show. I'm with my man, Chris Burton.
The People's Podcaster. How y'all doing tonight?
Yes. We're going to hit you off with AEW Dynamite. We're going to hit you off with Smackdown. Then we're going to hit you off with Rampage. First match, Chris, we're going to talk about. Okay, we're going into Dynamite, and that was in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Okay, the Young Bucks versus Kenny Omega and Dante Martin.
Oh man,
no, the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega versus Dante Martin and the Sydal brothers.
Yeah, Sydal. Yeah, that was a good match.
What you think about that match?
Man, it was a good match, man.
Yes, it was.
I love. It was like the chemistry was just off the charts, man. It was like they've been wrestling for years, man.
Right.
And it was just off the charts. I'm talking about like literally off the charts. Like they just been wrestling all these years, and stuff. And it's just been amazing, man. It was just amazing how they, just got along so well and everything. And they can work, man. I love it. They can work.
Yes. Well, it took a while, man. Like it took a while for me to really get into this match at first.
Really?
I'm looking at it. It was really good, but it was certain things, man, that kind of bothered me a little bit because I mean the Sydal brothers and Dante Martin, they were so acrobatic in the match, and it just
that's their style, man.
That's their style. I know that's their style, and then they got settled in. Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, man. I appreciate them. They made it a wrestling match. And then, like I say, Matt Sydal, man, he got in there and he stopped being so acrobatic. He still was using acrobatic moves, man, around like the last third of the match. And he really went in there and he put together a dynamic match. And he matched the ferocity that was going on with the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega, man. So it had everything. It had the acrobatic, the athletics of the athletic things going on with it. And it had the mat, all the mat stuff going on. So it was
I'll tell you what I love, man. I'll tell you what I love about the match. As we wind it down to the close of that match, Dante Martin showed a lot.
Yes, he did, man. Yeah.
He showed a lot. I was like, oh my gosh, he's taking all three of these jokers by himself, and it was making it look so easy and so good.
Right, man.
I was surprised, man. I was like, boy, this boy, he gonna be something. He gonna be something, man.
Man, he had heart. And like and man, even though they lost the match, and I mean he got hit with three what is it? He got the three
knee drop.
Yeah, he got hit with three of those. So man, that's what took him out. But man, he got pummeled a lot by Kenny Omega within the last couple minutes of that match and didn't give up.
And was still going.
Yes, and so man, he like I say, he showed a lot, man. And
I think they said last time he was on TV, last time he was on Dynamite that I remember, I think Jim Ross said he was only 19 or about to turn 20.
Yes, he's 20 years old now.
And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, he's 20 years old, man. So his future looks bright. Long as man, he stay away from the injuries and things like that.
Yeah.
This man, the young man has a very bright future. Because like I say, he looked pretty unstoppable in that match.
And then with the Sydal brothers, they've been around the block. And the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega, their record speaks for itself.
No doubt.
So with all that talent and knowledge, that match had it just had to be a 5-star, man. It had to be. Yeah. And that's what I gave it. Matter of fact, I gave it an 8-star, man. I gave that match an 8-star.
So yeah, straight up though, we give it a 5-star. It was a 5-star match. We had the system up a little higher, man. It could be 6-star, 7-star, 8-star, but it's a 5-star match, man. It was excellent. Everything in it that you want to see in a wrestling match. So and wasn't going to put anybody off. I mean, everybody enjoyed it. But let's move on to the Darby Allin versus Daniel Garcia match. What you thought about that one? What you think about that one?
Oh, that was a typical Darby Allin match.
Right.
It was nothing that really just, I don't know what it is, man. Darby Allin, his matches really just don't get to me like that.
They don't stand out, man.
They don't. They just it's just a match, man. It's just like
it was a plain match.
Yeah, it didn't do nothing for me.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, it's like, okay, they're trying to use Sting to put Darby over more, even though, like I say, he's over with the fans. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah. Fans love him.
Something about it, man, that he just, you know, it's just the way that he approached matches, man, and it just, and like you say, his matches are plain, even though he gets up, he's athletic enough, and he knows enough moves, man, to really make everything look good. It's just something doesn't mesh.
I don't know what it is, man. I don't know. Something's missing.
Yes,
I don't know
it
what it is, but in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, something's missing. I mean, he's a great talent. There's no doubt about that. I'm not questioning his talent or nothing like that at all. He's got the fan base. He's got the moveset. But something about his matches they really just don't draw me in.
Right.
It may draw somebody else in, but as far as me, I'm just like, okay, yeah. You know, it's just blah.
Yeah, and that's why probably, like, you know, they probably got Sting out there with him. And they was talking about, you know, they was talking about Darby Allin's like number 2 in the rankings, man. 2 or 3. I don't see it. Why? I don't see that.
I say the top 15, yes.
Yes. But top 2 or 3, not even in AEW alone. He's in the top 5.
No.
So I don't know where the world is coming with that. It's like they're trying to push him, man. They're trying to get something more out of him that's not there. So
trying to get blood from a turnip.
Yes. But man, you know, it was a basic match, man. I'd give it a 3-star. And
yeah, I go with you on that. I definitely give it about a 3.
I mean, the most exciting thing that happened there was Sting beat up 2.0, man. That you know, after the
match. Exactly.
You know, so but yeah, let's move on, man, to Orange Crush Cassidy, Chuck Taylor, and Wheeler Yuta versus Matt Hardy, Mark Quinn, and Isaiah Kennedy. You know, I didn't care for this match, man. You know, I want to hear what you thought about it.
What was the match again?
It was Orange Crush. I mean, not Orange Crush. I mean, Orange Cassidy, man. Chuck Taylor and Wheeler Yuta versus Matt Hardy, Mark Quinn, and Isaiah Kennedy.
I think I was eating dinner around that time or something.
Okay. Well, it's probably good you was eating dinner, man. I mean, Orange Cassidy, man.
I saw him come out, you know, and everything and all that, but the match wasn't really something I just wanted to see personally.
Yeah, because Matt Hardy was the Mark Quinn and Isaiah Kennedy. That's those party guys, right?
After party or something like that, or
whatever you want to call them. That's who.
VIP party or something.
Yeah. Orange Crush, man. I mean, not Orange Crush. Orange Cassidy. He was over there playing footsie, man, playing football with one of those guys, man, Mark Quinn or whatever, a little bit like he was doing with Sting in the match, man.
He was setting him up for that super kick, man.
Yeah, but man, the match, man. I mean, it was such a like phony type match, man. I mean, you know, it wasn't anything hardcore, wasn't any it's like they wasn't trying to the holes, man, that they were putting on each other, they didn't hold on long or anything like that. It's like, man, they was like these guys was out at a club or whatever, man, and say, I could do this better than you. That's what basically it looked like to me, man. So I gave the match a 2-star, man. You know, Matt Hardy, you like I say, he finished it off, man. He had the signature move at the end for them to win, but I was just like, man, this is flat crazy. I mean, I didn't like it at all. I mean,
it was. I tried to watch some of it, man. Honestly, I couldn't. I couldn't. I was like, I did something else around the house while that was on. I just couldn't bring myself to it. And that's just being honest, man. You know, I'm gonna tell it like it is.
Hey, straight up. That's straight up, man. Okay. Next we had Chris Statlander versus Nyla Rose, man.
Yeah, that was a decent match.
Yeah, and see, Rose already had attacked her. Now Rose
Earlier.
had already attacked her earlier in the show, right?
Yeah.
Started the show. So she kind of like injured her a little bit, injured her side a little bit. So so Statlander to come out there just like Orange Cassidy. They both come out because Orange Cassidy just had finished this match with his faction, and and what's name was she got attacked while Orange Cassidy was wrestling by Nala. And like I said, they both come out there and they holding their side. And Orange Cassidy, he come out there with Chris. And then they got into the match. It was her and Nyla
and honestly, I was like, Nala is gonna just punish her, man.
Right.
I was like, because Nala's fresh.
Oh,
and she's a powerhouse, and she attacked Statlander earlier, so that puts Statlander at a disadvantage. And I'm like, man, this is she gonna run through her.
Yeah, that's what I was.
I was surprised.
Yeah, I was surprised too, man. But yeah, Chris held her on, man. She still had strength. She still had power, and she still had enough, fortitude, man, to come back and do whatever she had needed to do to put this match over. So hey, what can you say about it, man? And then you had what's that annoying? You had Vicky Guerrero, man. She out there screaming, man.
Oh my God,
annoying, man.
that was horrible, man. That was
But but what you think about it? What you give the match, man?
I give it a 4.
Nah, I can't give it a 4, man. I give it a 3.5. But I mean, and it probably would have got a 4 from me if Chris, like at the beginning, man, of the match, first few minutes, she was still like she was nursing an injury, but she really, so I don't know. So it kind of brought it down a little bit, but it still was a pretty good match. Okay, the Britt Baker promo, man.
Oh man,
it was very good promo.
It was in Brooksburg, PA.
Yeah,
her home.
Yeah, and she had her parents out there, man. So
parents, friends, family, and yeah, man. I tell you what, man. All the female wrestlers, she is got to be the most over female wrestler today.
You think she's more over than Bianca?
Yes. Yes.
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's close.
Think about it like this, man. Think about it like this.
It's close.
Bianca doesn't have a catchphrase that she can tag with her name.
But she don't.
She doesn't have her own towel because it was 12 of them towels. Those are Britt Baker towels. So she doesn't have extra merchandise, even though we know Bianca has t-shirts and stuff because that's what WWE does. But she doesn't have the extra merchandise, and she just isn't over with the fans, man. I mean, when you get an audience that can literally chant like The Rock, for instance.
Right.
People knew what he was going to say when he began his promos and when he ended his promos.
Right.
That was his catchphrase, and that was his moment to connect with the fans.
Yes.
Britt Baker has that when they, end of promos, Britt Baker, DMD. You have everybody in the arena say it.
Right.
Bianca doesn't have that.
Yeah, that's true, man.
Doesn't have that. I mean,
the only reason I say Bianca's probably, I think Bianca's a little bit more popular because, man, WWE is still has the most fans.
Yeah,
so
she got that machine behind her. She's got the machine behind her, and they're worldwide. But I honestly, truly think if AEW had the fan base that WWE has, oh man, yeah,
yes, that's true.
It'll be, man, it'd be, yeah.
Because I mean, you got to look at it like this, man. What's name average? Smackdown averaged like 1.9 million fans to 2.1 million.
Yeah.
Dynamite averaged between 500 and 550,000 to 730,000. So they pretty much doubling them up as far as fan support, man. Sometimes tripling them up. So that's the only reason I'm saying that. But those people that's watching Smackdown, they watching WWE. I'm sure they know about Britt Baker.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah.
And Britt, man, she's supported by everybody, and everybody, man, like everybody is saying her catchphrase, you know. So
yeah.
So when it boils down to it, man, because if Britt went to WWE right now, man, she's over, you know.
Oh, good Lord, yes, man. Yeah.
So you know, you might be right. You might be 100% right on that.
Yeah, she's over because and then on top of that, you know, her husband, everybody knows Adam Cole.
Right.
You know, so yeah, man, it's and you got to excuse me right now. I'm on Peacock looking at some old school 1980s wrestling. The Road Warriors up here killing some 2-bit jokers that look like they just left Burger King and put on some boots and underwear.
Hey, that's what wrestling used to be, man. Hey, and we enjoyed it too. Even though, like say, you know, they used to be beating up nobodies, you know. So
exactly.
But we enjoyed that stuff, man. But wrestling is such a different thing now, man.
Yeah.
You have stars beating up stars, you know, people that they trying to build up, and so it is what it is for right now, man. I was really shocked when Red Velvet coming in. She attacked Britt Baker, man, right at the end of that promo. That was done so well, man. I mean, she come in there and Baker was really shocked, man. I mean, she was like, you know, and she turned around real quick and caught her. It was done really well.
I just had another comment on our Facebook from our fellow follower, Hill Carmichael.
Okay.
This Joker done. Hill, I don't know. I was thinking about Hill today. I don't know where he gets these ideas from. If the aliens beam it down to his head or what.
WWE, her career is dead.
Yeah. I'm like, what? How? Please, Hill, in the comments or something, explain how if Britt went to WWE, her career would be over. Please explain it.
And plus, give us that, and we can talk about that a little bit later. And plus, Britt she's from the WWE territories. You know, so she's from that area. So, you know, I don't see how in the world that, you know, you could actually say that her career is dead if she go to WWE. Yeah. So, but yeah, we'll come back to that. But let's move on, man, to the next match was the Good Brothers versus Dark Order. What you think about that?
I was actually surprised, man. I wanted more out of that.
Right.
It actually was. That match was it fell short, in my opinion, because the bill was there.
Right.
Setup was there for it to be a good match. Everything was perfectly aligned. The stars were aligned. Everything was right. And it just fell short.
Yeah. It was a 3-star match, man.
It fell short. It really did fall short.
And like I say, now and that 3-star match, and that 3-star man, it was pushing it when it boils down to it. It like I say, it fell short. I expected a lot more, but we didn't get it. But let's move on, man, to Paul White. Let's move on to Tony Schiavone. You know, he's out there.
With your boy QT, the gas station man.
Marshall, man. Yeah,
the gas station man.
Right. And like I say, I have been wondering what QT has been. QT has been, I guess he's been wrestling on AEW Dark and things like that. But QT's pretty ticked off at Tony Schiavone because Tony always putting him down and everything. And, you know, he demanded an apology, man. But hey, he didn't get it at first. And so, you know, what did QT do?
QT, man, he was like, you know what, Tony, I want an apology. And Tony's like, what for? I ain't giving you nothing.
Right.
He's like, okay, cool. That's fine. You won't give me an apology? I'm going to make you give me an apology.
Yes.
And then he went and got his son, and Tony was like, hey, you SOB, I'm sorry. Is that what you want to hear? I'm sorry. And then he was just like, okay, I might be able to work with it. And then proceed to beat up his son. Yeah.
So, hey, Tony, I think Tony was about to get a little something too. But man, hey, then Big Show showed up. Well, not Big Show, but Paul White showed up.
Yeah.
And you know, to take care of business, and you know, and QT, man, you know, he had 2 guys with him, man. He had and Aaron Solo, he threw him over there to Paul White, which, you know, Aaron, you know, he
had to be a sacrificial lamb.
Yes, he did, man. He got a choke slam, pretty much almost through the mat.
Yeah.
So, but hey, that was a pretty good segment, man. Then, let's move on to the fourth labor of Jericho. His match, man, against Wardlow. What you think about that one?
That was what I thought it was gonna be.
Right.
He basically, it was Jericho versus a bigger guy. A basic what am I thinking here? Golly, I say it all the time now, I can't think of it. A basic Jack and the Beanstalk kind of match, where you got to fight a giant. And
right.
That's basically what it was, man. And it was okay match, man. It wasn't one of his best matches.
Right. But Jericho pretty much was hurt up.
Yeah. Okay? Oh, good Lord, yeah, man. I mean,
he's hurt up, and then, like saying, this big powerhouse, this big old dude, man. This, like saying, Wardlow is a big dude, man. I mean, he even wrestles bigger than what he is. I mean, he's not as strong as I thought he was because I thought he was trying to press Jericho, but he couldn't actually get him all the way up. But I mean, this guy is, his power comes with his moves. Put it that way.
His explosiveness.
Yes, right. So I mean, he pretty much, dominated the match. But like say, Chris, man, held his own at the end and did what he had to do to get the win. So I'm gonna, I kind of kept it between like a 3.5, but because of Jericho, man, able to finish the match and persevere through all that, I went ahead and gave it a 4-star.
Oh wow, I'd give it a 3.
Okay. But yeah, we'll go ahead. Okay, so you give it a 3. So between us two, we'll give it a 3.5. Okay. Then after the match, man, hey, it wasn't over. Sean Spears, he attacked, he decided he's gonna attack Jericho, and then Sammy Guevara jumped in and got demolished by Wardlow and MJF.
No.
So then who was that came out and helped Jericho and Guevara? Hagar.
Hagar.
And helped them at the end. And then, so basically they finally got the ring clear. And then MJF went ahead and put his last stipulation in. You want to go ahead and talk about that a little bit for the next?
He basically said, in a nutshell, he's like, "You gonna come out like a jobber? You ain't coming out with music. You can't use your finisher. You can't use the Judas effect." He's like, man, look, but you got to think, man. He's got a lot more in his arsenal than just a spinning back elbow.
Yeah, and I think, I believe Jericho will win the match. Well, at least I think he will.
If it don't end up in a DQ or something.
Right. And I like MJF, and I think his star should continue to rise.
Oh yeah.
He has something, man, with everything that he has, the look. He's a very good wrestler, man, a great wrestler. And the man can talk. And and like you saying, you talk about, comparing him to Ric Flair. If he can get over both ways with the fans, like Flair, sometimes, Flair can switch anytime from heel to a face, and be that exciting either way it go, and be cheered either way, and be hated either way. If MJF can get that down, man, no telling where he can go in this business. So so
that's why I said, when kind of going back a little bit off subject, when Jinder Mahal was champion for WWE, I love Jinder as a champion. Yeah, because and people like, oh, he sucks as a champion. He sucks. He's horrible. No, he was doing his job because he had that Ric Flair mentality as a champion. You paid to see him get beat.
Right.
Just like he did Flair. Granted, he may not have the charisma. He may not have been over like Flair and all that. But as a heel champion, he was doing his job. You were watching every week and reading the dirt sheets, trying to see if he got beat.
Yeah, 100% true.
So that's what you were doing every week. even though he might not have been able to talk on the mic or just be a bigger than life character, he did his job because you wanted to see him get beat, and you tuned in every week to see him get beat. And when he didn't, it made you hate him even more.
Yes, and that's what wrestling is about, man. That's the way it should be. If you want to continue to bring fans back over and over again. But what you give Rampage, man? I'm not Rampage. What you give
Dynamite? Overall, I give it a 4.5.
No, man. No.
What?
I can't no, man. I can't do that. I'll give it a 3.5, man.
Whoa.
3.5, man. That's my final answer, man. 3.5. I mean, they had a couple duds there, man. I knew
the fix is in. The fix is in. I know it.
It's not, man. Fix is in. Hey, man, it was a couple duds, man. The Good Brothers versus Dark Order, man. That brought that thing down. The Orange Cassidy match, man, and with Chuck Taylor and Wheeler Yuta versus Matt Hardy and those Party Boys, man, brought the thing down. I gave that match a 2. So, man, those two things brought the thing down, man. Like I say, Orange Cassidy and his boy Chuck Taylor, who should be Chuck Taylor Jr. He's the
shoe man
of Converse. He needs to go back and sell shoes, man. Because
look, he'll even give it a 4.5, man.
I don't, man. That was horrible, man. I give it a 3.5. I didn't think it was that good. I did not think it was that good. But because Hill gave it because the Hill jumped in and said 4.5 too, I'm gonna raise it up to 4.0 because we're gonna use Hill. I wanted to get him on this show, but we're gonna try to get you on the next show, Hill. So you're part of this thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 4.0. We're gonna as a show. I'm still going with my 3.5, but as the show, we're gonna.
Now, I will say that's the most sensible thing Hill done said in the comments. Because he done said some crazy stuff, boy.
Right. But yeah, let's go ahead and run through SmackDown real. Okay. WWE SmackDown came from Tulsa, Oklahoma. And then first they started off with John Cena and Roman Reigns, man.
I was so happy to see this. Because last time they were in the ring together doing a promo.
Right.
Cena ate him alive.
Right.
I don't know if you remember that, Harry.
Yeah, I do.
He basically, man, he ate Cena. I mean, Cena ate him alive. He was basically got to the point where he forgot what he was gonna say, and Cena just sitting back, looking at him, smiling like, "Hey, dude, it's a promo. If you're gonna wrestle, you gotta know how to do it. Come on."
Right.
And I was like, "Oh man." And and Roman's just stuck like, wow.
Yeah.
He got that jab and he still couldn't remember what he had to say. So he was, but this time he basically kept it simple.
Yes, he did. He did.
Kept it simple and got his points across that he had to say without going into a verbal joust.
Right. Hey, Cena looked like Cena was still killing him though, man. I mean, he didn't kill him on this, but I'm saying Cena before Roman talked, Cena was just like killing him, man, as far as his history go. And it basically talk about the history of Roman and the failure of pretty much he's putting the failure on the company on Roman because basically like what he's trying to say is stars drive the company.
Yeah.
And he's trying to say, Roman being the biggest star in the company for the last decade
and hasn't done anything.
Really. And it's failing the company. The company is failing because of Roman. So, man, it is like, wow. That's amazing that they actually bringing that to the forefront, man, because but
Roman got him back though. Roman got him back.
Yes, he did.
Roman went personal with that thing.
Yes, he did. But
he was basically saying, hey, he was basically saying, missionary might have been, good for you, but it wasn't good for Nikki Bella.
I was right. Yeah, that was man. I was surprised. I'm really shocked the way they letting this thing go. But hey, it's nice, man. I thought it was like I say, it was a great promo. It was awesome, man. It
was. And I loved how they made it simple for Roman, where he could throw in some jabs every once in a while and stuff like that. Right. and not really go toe to toe with Cena, because that would have been just horrible.
Yes, it would have. Okay, but yeah, it was a great promo, man. And like I said, I'm just gonna go ahead and we're gonna score the promo 5-star, man.
Definitely 5. Yeah,
doesn't get no better than that. Okay,
no.
Then we had Shinsuke, my man Shinsuke, come out there rocking the house.
Before we get to Shinsuke, I do want to say, did you see John Cena do the CM Punk reference?
No,
yes, he did the CM Punk reference. Money in the Bank, some years back, Cena versus CM Punk for the title in Chicago.
Okay.
Punk won. After that match, when the clock hit 12 o'clock, CM Punk's contract was up. Legitimately up. He won the match, took the belt, hopped the guardrail. Vince was chasing after him, and Vince stopped.
I remember that. And
Vince stopped, and he looked at Vince and blew him a kiss, and then ran up off into the stands and took off. Right. Cena basically said, "I might just win the match, blow you a kiss, hop the guardrail, and head home."
I thought I had heard that before. I knew when he said that. I was like, "Where did I see this before?"
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I caught that, and I was like, "Wow, this." That made that like I said, that promo 5-star.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, it was 5-star.
Back to you, man, Shinsuke
Nakamura, man. Hey, I give him my reference, man. Hey, the Fresh Party Rocker. That's what I call him. He come out there, man, and hey, he against Apollo Crews for the title. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Really good match, man.
Yeah, it was. Your boy was out there shaking and shivering like he's sitting on an ice cube all day or something, man.
Right. But both guys, man, put on a solid match. I mean, it was solid all around. It had everything that you want in the match. Like I said, I'm just gonna go ahead and give it a 5-star.
Yeah, it was definitely a 5-star, man. It was definitely a 5-star all the way around, man.
Right.
And I hope that they push Shinsuke further than the IC title. Right. Actually give him a chance to legitimately win a heavyweight or universal championship.
Oh yeah. Because he deserves. I hope so too. Yeah, they need to continue to let his stock rise. His stock need to continue to rise. I'm hoping that, because I'm like, please don't let him just stay right there. Keep his status there. And but I can see them doing that. But hopefully not. Okay, next we have Hills tag team, the Street Profits, Street Profits versus Alpha Academy.
I don't even know what happened in that match. I don't even remember that match.
Man, okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and give it. It was a 3.5 match.
What?
I'll give it a 3.5. Man, the Street Profits, they won the match, but man, what's name dominated those guys. Otis. Man, when Otis got in there, man, he obliterated those guys. But I mean, they ended up taking out Chris. What is his last name? Chris Gable. They ended up taking. They ended up getting the win.
Chad Gable.
I mean, Chad Gable. They ended up, taking Chad Gable out. But Chad Gable, man, they're really not giving him his due.
No.
Because I mean, he's a lot more talented, man, than what they're actually letting him do.
Yes, man. Way more talented.
So, but yeah, Street Profits, man, they went in there and they did their thing, man. But like they couldn't handle Otis at all.
No, Otis is a monster, man. He's a monster.
Yes, he is. But next we had the Seth Rollins segment. Did you see that promo?
Seth Rollins promo? No, I didn't see that. I probably did. I just don't remember. But yeah.
It was very good, man. And he had he was showing.
He was about Edge and everything.
Edge. He showed a lot of old clips and everything like that.
Yeah.
That was pretty good, man. It might, all of it is not accurate, but it was really good.
Of course. So, he was gonna put his twist on it to make himself look good.
Yeah, and Seth said, man, what did Seth say at the end? Seth said that this time, he ain't gonna let the opportunity go. He's gonna stomp Edge head, man.
Yeah, trigger basically. He said, I'm gonna pull the trigger.
Yeah. He said, I'm gonna stop.
I couldn't pull the trigger last time, but I'm gonna pull it now.
Yeah, and he pretty much, what did he say? He said if if Edge get hurt and can't come back, he said so be it. If he dies, he dies. Basically that's what he.
What do you expect for this fight?
Damn. Yeah, that's it. But yeah, man, he cracked me over. He said that. I was like, dang, man, that's what it is. Self. If he dies, he dies. Man,
You've been watching too much Rocky, boy.
Yeah. So next we had the Mysterio, Ray and Dominic, Mysterio versus Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode. Man, did you see that match?
Yeah, now that was a decent match.
It was okay, man. It was
like I said, it wasn't the best match. It was a decent match. Match.
But I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 3.5, man. What about you?
I give it a 3.
Okay. Yeah, it was decent, man.
It wasn't nothing like you would just be like, oh my God. Yeah.
Right. Wasn't nothing spectacular, man, but like,
no.
I mean, it was an interesting match. It was something that could keep your interest. Just put it that way.
Yeah.
So then we had my man Baron Corbin.
That's your man.
He come out there, man. He was just talking to Kevin, man. The man come out there and he just basically trying to get money from the audience. He
Joker talking about he had a credit card square on his phone and
he had this little magnetic thing and he asking everybody in the audience. He said, "What I need from each one of you is $1,000, and I have a credit card scanner." Then Kevin come out there and he said, "Kevin, I know you coming out here to donate and help me out a little bit."
Man, I don't know what I need to get in contact with that Joker because I gave that man $25. I'm like, now what? Hey,
what happened to it? Yeah.
What happened to my 25? Because you should have something to show. Like I said, a new pack of socks, some drawers, or something, man.
Hey, man, I sent him $10 the other day, man. That's all I had, so I gave him $10.
See,
I think everybody that was in that audience, man, if they had the means, man, they should give the man $1,000. Help him out.
Exactly.
Especially Kevin Owens. I know he can help him out, man. But Kevin coming there and Kevin said, I want you to stop begging. But I mean, don't he understand the man is desperate?
He's at the end of his rope, man. What else can he do?
He had to go ahead and deliver, man, a front face DDT on him, man. Come on, man.
He gave the man a stunner.
Yeah, stun on him, man. Stunned him, man. Come on, man.
And next thing you know, then he was like, you know what? I'm gonna give you opportunity. We're gonna have a match.
Right.
I'll give you the money. But if you don't, you gotta quit begging.
Yes.
What? Man. I'm like, come on, man. No, don't do this.
Who's saying who's desperate, man?
That's my boy Matthew Collins, man.
Yeah, Baron's desperate, Matthew.
Yeah, Baron Corbin, man. Baron Corbin, he's desperate, man. Joker down his look.
Yeah, Baron might be up there wrestling with you, man. He needs to be.
Yeah, he needs to be down in Georgia wrestling with him, man.
Right, he needs to go around to some of these territories, man, and wrestle for $50, $25, whatever he.
A hot dog or some nachos or
something, man. Because I mean, Baron, man, he's in a bad way. And then Kevin beat up on him. They got the match. That was a really good match.
Yeah,
and Baron, but the thing about Baron, man, he's not focused and everything. We know he's not eating right, man. The man is sleeping in the doggone production truck and everything like that, trying to get a hot meal wherever he can. So he's not focused and everything. And so Kevin took advantage of that, man.
And he probably ain't took a bath and ain't shaved his hair. Man,
right.
He look a mess.
Yeah. But man,
I really feel bad for him.
I do too, man. It was a 4-star match, man. And like I say, man, my heart is with Baron, man. And I hope he can come out of this.
I hope so too, man.
It's gonna take a while, man. It's gonna take a while.
Of course it is.
Yeah, but let's go on to the Bianca Belair, man.
The contract signing.
That contract signing with Sasha Banks, man.
Oh man, that contract signing. Shit. Oh my gosh. I'm glad it. Well, for some odd reason, I don't know why WWE contract signings always get to the point where it's completely uncivilized,
right?
And just horrible. And
somebody always got to interfere, man.
Yeah, and I mean, why y'all just can't sign a contract and be like, "I'll see you at the pay-per-view" and get out of there? No,
Right.
every time got to sign a contract, and then somebody got to do something slick or say something slick, and then y'all up there fighting every time, man.
All the time, man. And I think your friend, what Matthew says, he's looking like an indie wrestler. They can't get a booking. Is that Matthew said that?
Yeah,
Said that?
yeah.
Okay.
Matthew said that.
And man, hey, right now, if he went to the indie promotions, man, the indie promotions will have the leverage on him. You know, because like, hey, you broke Baron, but hey, Baron can. Hey man, Baron's desperate, and Baron can bring the fans out there, and even though like say some fans will probably be laughing at him, but it might be some fans that give him a couple dollars here and there, man. But
yeah, somebody might take him out the Waffle House or something, help him out.
Exactly. I mean, hey, the man deserved, man. Even though like say he was living like a king before, and he's had money and all that stuff, man. Don't mean that it doesn't mean that that he doesn't deserve to get back, have a chance to get back on his feet, man.
Exactly.
So I mean, people should help him out. People should help him out. And I mean, in indie promotions, if Matt, I mean, I think you should go back, Matthew, and you talk to some of the people that and talk to some of the promoters and everything like that. Ask them to reach out to Baron, man, and
give him a job. Give him a job.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I would appreciate that, and I know Baron would appreciate that, and Chris would appreciate that too.
Yeah, man. Man. But back to this contract signing, man.
Right.
It was okay. Sasha trying to be slick, act like she's gonna sign and then don't, and then end up signing. And Bianca says what she got to say. She ends up signing. And then, like I said, some slick stuff was said. And they start fighting, and
Carmella and Zelina had come out there.
Yeah.
So Bianca knew what was gonna go down. So man, she took the contract and she threw it in Sasha's face so she could take care of Carmella and Zelina, which she was doing.
But she forgot about who she took her off the ball, man. She took her off the ball. You don't need to worry about Carmella and Zelina. You need to worry about doggone Sasha Banks.
And Sasha Banks is a snake, man.
That's why I keep my grass cut low so I can see them coming.
Yeah, right. Because she definitely didn't see that coming.
And then choked out with her own hair.
Yeah.
How dirty? How low can you be to put choke you out with your own hair?
Yeah, I think Sasha gonna pay for that, boy. I think she's gonna pay for it,
man. I hope so, man. Like I said, I can't wait for SummerSlam to see some of these matches, man.
Oh yeah, but overall, man, what you get? SmackDown was really good, man.
It was, man. It was. I give it a 4.5.
I give it a 4.5. That's exactly what I got.
4. Yeah, I give it 4.5, man.
Hey, man, I can't hate on it. But hey, we're just gonna run through. Let's go ahead and run through Rampage real quick.
The new show on the block.
Right, the new show on the block, man.
And I thought it was taped, but it said it was live.
It was live. Oh, okay.
I don't know.
I thought they had just taped it while he was in Pittsburgh, man. But hey, it was live, and it went really well, man.
Yeah.
We had Kenny Omega versus Christian Cage to start this thing.
For the TNA Impact Championships.
Yeah.
I kind of saw that coming.
Right.
Because Kenny a star like Kenny, the dude can go. He has an excellent work ethic and everything, but you can only burn the candle at two ends so many times.
Right. Matthew said he can see what he can do for him. He said, I'll see what I can do for him, man. All right, man. That's working, man. That's brothers in arms, man, in this business. That's working, man. I mean, we don't know if, like, say, if he come into your territory, we don't know if you and Baron end up being friends or enemies, wrestling each other. But man, you thinking about your fellow man and what you can do for him, man. Hey, that's brotherly love, man. Hey,
yeah, it is.
Can't say anything bad about that, man. Like I say, much respect to you, Matthew, for that. But let's get back to this Kenny Omega versus Christian Cage match, man.
It was
for the TNA title.
Yeah, it was like I said, man. Kenny can only burn the candle at both ends for so long, so he had to give up something. And I could see Christian losing. Well, Christian winning that again, and kind of using him more on Impact, because that's where he came from.
Yes,
you know, and he knows the territory very well out there.
Yeah,
he was out there for a long time, so I could see Christian getting that. And when he actually won it, I wasn't surprised. But when he did that unpretty on that chair, Lord have mercy.
Oh, wow, man. Woo.
God, woo. Yeah, I was like, golly.
I had a feeling. I said, man, Omega, he gonna get this thing reversed on him. I knew it. I said he gonna get it. But
he got more than reversed, but he kissed that chair, man. I was like, woo.
But the thing about it, Christian Cage, man. I mean, very good wrestler. He deserves a lot more than what he was getting from AEW. But in AEW, man, he wasn't going to go no farther. In my opinion, I mean, he's not going to be the champion in AEW. No. So I mean, this right here was a good consolation prize to him.
Exactly what it was.
Well, Christian Cage is in his career right now to where he should be he should be an AEW world tag team champion or something like that. And finish off his career, doing things like that. With other wrestlers, man, pushing them up to the top, being their tag team partner.
Yeah.
He's not gonna get no farther than within the top 4 or whatever. That's he's gonna be stuck in that realm, man, for the rest of his career.
Yeah, as far as AEW goes, he ain't gonna no.
Right. But I give the match a 5-star, man. It was
I definitely give that a 5. That was a good match.
Yeah, it was a really good match, and I would like to see it again, which we will be seeing it again. But I don't expect Cage would I don't expect him beating Omega any other time outside. But let's move on, man, to Miro. He against Fago. Is it Fago or Del Sol?
Del Sol. We'll just call him Del Sol.
Yeah.
Del Sol. He named after some of my favorite cigars.
Right. And this was for Miro's TNT Championship,
and a contract.
Okay. You remember, man, we were talking about when Malachi Black, man, he came out there and he attacked Cody Rhodes and stuff like that. And you remember that Max Rasslin, man, that got kicked and that was just laid out like that?
Yeah.
I think that was Fago, man.
I think so too, man, because
I think that was him.
Because when Fago fell out, man, that was you make me want to go back and watch that again, man, because it was like something off a cartoon, man.
It was. But I think that's who that was. I'm pretty sure that's who it was, because they say this guy's out there. He's been around for a long time, and I mean,
they said he's been wrestling on Dark for a while too.
Yeah, he's like, Sammy Guevara come out at the end, which I'm going, we jumping the gun, but Sammy Guevara come out at the end, and he said, you like 1 in 50, something like that. So he's been out there wrestling and putting in the time and putting in the work over and over. But in this match, man, he jumped out quick. He jumped Miro when Miro was up on the introduced on the turnbuckle and everything. So he jumped, man, and he shot him and hit him with a few of those top rope DDTs, man, running DDTs, and kept doing it. And I know Miro got really upset. I knew he would, because, like I said, that was disrespectful, the way he jumped him. But I can understand, man. That's the only way Fago thought he was going to win the match. That Del Sol was going to win the match. So he had to do what he had to do. I don't know where Chris is at. So hopefully he jumps back in. But the man had to do what he had to do to win this match. But hey, Miro got his composure back. He got himself together, and Miro went ahead and he destroyed the young man, and put him in his finisher, man. Which I call the camel clutch. I forgot what Miro calls it, but man, he really put a lot into it, man, and he stretched him, man. He stretched his back, and Del Sol, man, gave up very quick, was out of there. So the match ended, and then Guevara, he come out, man, and He came out with Tony Khan and said, "Hey, you deserve this. We've been watching you. Tony's been watching you, and all the work that you've put in. Come out there, had a contract for him, and so the young man got a contract, and he's in there with AEW, man. He's contracted in with AEW, and hey, we'll be seeing him. Probably, I'm pretty sure we're gonna see him on Dark. Gonna continue to see him on Dark. I'm pretty sure we're gonna see him on Dark.
All right, I'm back. I'm sorry about that. I had some technical difficulties.
All right, but yeah, I was going ahead and talk about, what's the young man
Like,
come out at the end, man. He, even though the man got, he lost the match, so he's supposed to not get the contract. But yeah, Sammy Guevara and Tony Khan come out there
and they said that was a complete shoot.
Right.
He genuinely did not know that they were going to do that.
Right.
So those emotions and those tears that Del Sol was showing were real.
Wow. That's kind of
real. That was real emotion.
Yeah, kind of like walk-ons in football, man. In college football, these walk-ons, they come out and they give them, they present them with a scholarship, man, and these guys go crazy. But Del Sol, man, he's been working hard and stuff like that, and for him to be rewarded in that way, it goes, like I say, he's going to make a little bit more money. He's going to be seen a little bit more, but like I say, it gives him some kind of, it gives him some security, and all wrestlers, I'm sure, looking for some kind of security, man, and Matthew, I'm sure you can you can vouch on this, because man, y'all get injured. I mean, y'all put y'all bodies on the line and stuff like that. And there's no insurance for this. So
no.
Hey man, so really proud of for Del Sol, and man, hopefully, like I said, he makes the most of it, and he's a hard worker, and I'm sure he will. But yeah, let's move on, man, to Britt Baker versus Red Velvet, man. That match
match of the night, man. The match of the night. That's what everybody's been waiting on, man.
Yes. That was something special.
Yeah, that was a good match, man. Yes. I wish Britt came out first, right?
Yes.
I wish they had let her come out last.
Right.
Knowing that she's in her hometown, the fans were 1,000% behind her.
Yes.
Would have been immaculate. Versus, Velvet coming out and kind of downing it, toning it down a little bit with her cheers. The energy wasn't quite there as it was, Yeah.
I think because maybe she had came out before. She had, she was doing her interviews and stuff like that, and she already had came out before. And Red Velvet attacked her and all that. So I think they was thinking maybe the mystique has gone away a little bit. But I think they recorded. Maybe this was recorded with Dynamite.
I think so.
Yeah, it was with Dynamite. So I think they still could have ran it the way you was talking about, and had the same pop and all that, because it was in the same city. So I'm thinking it was on the same, on the same card. No, wait a minute. It looked different. It looked like it was in a different spot. It looked different.
Maybe, I don't know, but
I'm not sure. Or they just made it look that way with the camera angles and everything. But
yeah, maybe.
Yeah, but either way it go, man, it was a really good match. I mean, it was a strong match, man. I was really, really shocked that these two worked that well together. I mean, Red Velvet, she stunned me, man. She was a very good opponent.
Red Velvet, she's a good worker. She's been around the block a time or two. She's a good worker. Right. And reversing Britt Baker's finisher, that was something that hasn't quite been done before. And then Jericho and the announcer team saying that she was ripping off the apparatus or the glove and all that. That was fun.
Yeah, she was trying to get that thing off, man. But I think that right there kind of doomed her a little bit.
Yeah.
She lost a little focus, man, and Britt was able to end up getting her finisher on her. So she took her out with that, man. I give the match 5-star, man. I give
it a 5. Yeah, I give it.
Yeah, at first I had it at 4.5, man, but I said, nah, I'm about to raise that up to a 5-star, and I almost took it back off, man, because the interference, man, it ticked me off. And the finisher, Britt, she went back and she got some more, started taking care of Red Velvet a little more after the match. I'm like, wow, man.
Yeah.
But hey, it is what it is, man.
Exactly.
And who was this British girl that come in, man, and with these
Oh,
because Chris Statlander come in and she came in and
yeah. I
Brit.
want to say the last name was Hogan or something like that. Hogan.
Whatever. She come in, man, and she was putting, I forgot her name right now, but she was putting the boots, man, to to Red Velvet and Chris Statlander, man. This woman wasn't playing around. So I'm like, wow.
No, she was not playing around at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. Not in the least bit. But yeah, man, it was yeah.
Yeah. Who said that Christian always got more love in other companies than WWE?
That was Matthew.
Yeah. I hear you, Matthew, and that's true. That's true. But hey, hopefully, say, I mean, we hope that this elevates Christian. If maybe like I say, Christian need to go in there and talk his own storylines in AEW, man. I mean, what not AEW, but WWE. Yeah. Talk his own storylines, man, and help get himself over a little bit and say, I know I'm not at main event status no more.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I can get into
the tag. I can still provide.
Yeah, in the tag team division and
push new stars and all this.
Right. And finish his career off by being a tag team specialist and getting there in some of the mid-card matches and be a star in those mid-card matches, in singles competition. So hopefully, man, they continue to use Christian where he's use his talent. I mean, use his talent to full capacity. Keep his status at least where it's at, and like I say, use him a little bit more.
Exactly.
I mean, so I would love to see that. But
would you give the show a 5?
Oh no, I gave it a 4, man. Rampage.
Yeah, 4. Yeah. Okay, I give it a 4.5.
Okay, 4.5. I had it at 4.5 at first, but like I say, we'll just go between that 4 and 4.5.
Okay. Oh yeah. And why it's on my mind, man? I completely forgot. Fans, if you're watching the show for the first time on YouTube or on Facebook, if you're watching on YouTube, always remember to click like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell, ding, 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 for times like this when we are live on Facebook or when we post. When we're live on YouTube and we post anything on YouTube, such as videos or whatever the case may be, you will be notified. And if you're watching on Facebook, also we have the page, the Wrestling Podcast Show.
Yes.
Each fan page where you, the fans, can comment, like, and share information of any and everything wrestling with us. Talk to us, give us suggestions what you think may be interesting that we can talk about or put in our shows, because that page is for you. Because like I've always said, you're as much as the show as we are. We want to talk with you, not at you.
Yes, and I just started a page on Twitter too. So look us up on Twitter. I just started that, so you got to go on there. But yeah, it's on Twitter. I think it's straight. It says straight, but just go up there and look for the Straight Up Wrestling Show. It's I think it says Straight Up Wrestling. I can't exactly remember, but I haven't really put anything on there right now. I just now posted that, but we're on Twitter, so hopefully we'll be doing some things on Twitter, Periscope. Awesome. Look on that.
We are expanding.
Yes. So we're gonna do the next show. Like I said, we got Raw, which we need to get on
because that's on right now.
Yeah, we have Raw, but I want to do Raw next, and we're gonna do the top 10 strongest wrestlers. So look out for that, and I want to do that within the next day or two, Chris. So you come up with your wrestlers, man. I'll come up with my wrestlers, and everybody out there in Facebook land, YouTube or whatever, chime in on this, man, because we would like to hear what you think.
Yes, and hopefully we can get our boy Michael King back in here on this one.
Yeah, Michael King. Yeah.
Yes, Michael. I definitely want to get him back in here on this one because Michael King, he's our third primary member of this group that we have going on here. He's part of the Three Amigos, man.
Yeah,
and be looking out for him too. Michael King, King Enterprises. He's doing big things in the world of independent wrestling.
Right.
The reason he hasn't been with us a lot because he's been out there working shows all up and down the East Coast, man. He's all over. King Enterprises, Michael King, look him up on Facebook. He's doing big things, but he is part of the family, the Wrestling Show podcast family too. Yes. So, he's one of the pillars. So
we're gonna set that up. Yeah, let's set that off as a separate show. Let's do Raw.
Yeah.
We're gonna do Raw tomorrow. I'll go ahead and put a time down.
That top 10 wrestlers, that top 10 strongest wrestlers, that's
then we're doing the top 10 wrestlers. Be looking out.
That's gonna be an interesting show, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Who put top 10 strongest wrestlers, man, in the question mark there?
That was Matthew. Matthew, we're gonna be talking about on one of our shows the top 10 strongest wrestlers.
Yes, strongest guys that's ever been in the business. And like I say, we're gonna give some honorable mentions because there's gonna be some people that won't make it.
Exactly.
That should be mentioned in this. But we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna end this show. I'm Harry Bernard Taylor with my man Chris Burton,
the People's Podcaster. And once again, we want to thank you for watching the show. And in the words of my man Michael King, peace be the journey. See you next time, ladies and gentlemen.